Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. Today we are making a TNG Star Trek phaser. So I have just got into 3D printing and this channel is all about me learning as I go. So this was my first attempt at this phaser. You can see that we have a crease down the side where the nozzle's ending. So in the next version I decided to flip that around. But otherwise the print was actually relatively good. So you can see here, cleaned it up. And that crease is now on the underside, which is hidden by the handguard. It's a little bit dirtier underneath, which is not so great, but definitely overall, I think we've improved the aesthetics. We've also got the black bit here where you can see the 3D printing marks. So I've actually flipped that upside down for the second print. So it has the bed texture. And I just imagine that kind of texture being in TNG. It just kind of has that feeling. Also, the little bar at the top here. So I've done that in green originally, and then what I did for the second lot was actually do a layer of green and then clear to try and make it look like it's actually a transparent element that would have LEDs behind it. So that's kind of cool, I think. And that's my first ever attempt at a filament change mid-print. And then for the black elements, I originally printed them all as one print. So they got a bit messy in different areas. And I decided on the second run to do them all separately so that I could get cleaner prints out of them, and I think that went very, very well. Especially the handguard here, you can see where the nozzle was moving off and going to the other black bits. So with the second print, it looks a lot cleaner and very, very nice. And then here's a closer look at that button holder, which I think came out beautiful. You can also see that I did do the buttons with the white correctly, but the other one's supposed to be red. I only have purple filament, so we went with purple instead. It kind of looks okay. And for this build, I didn't want to use any paint. I wanted to just use colored filament just to see how it all comes together. Now for the body, it is supposed to be printed like this. I did try a few different orientations to see if I could get anything that was better, but that was the best. And I made a custom support for the back side because actually the way it overhangs, it's just impossible to print it. So I made a custom support that built up there to keep that. You can see in the original, it did not print correctly with no supports. But I did attempt to print this with a 20% infill once I made that custom support. However, unfortunately, it failed right at the end. So the next one I decided just to go back to hollow. But that means I can now go ahead and glue the whole thing together to make my own custom phaser. And this is definitely something like childhood me would be amazed at, being able to just 3D print all the parts to create this and no paint and everything. And it's not perfect. There's issues here and there, but my god, it looks and feels cool. And like I say, totally out of my childhood, so very sweet to have created this. And all the kind of faults to it are on the back, which is the good thing. So visually as a display piece, it looks almost flawless, and I'm very happy with that. Of course, we could have painted it up and did things with it, but I just don't feel like that would come across as cool, because I think in TNG, everything was plastic, or at least plastic looking, whereas like the older TOS would have been more kind of wood-based stuff. This just comes across as exactly what it would have been kind of like on the TNG set. Obviously, made differently and no print lines, but yeah, I think it looks incredible. And I'd also like to mention this is my first ever 3D printing video on this channel, so if you want to, you can like or subscribe to help this channel, because this is a foray into something brand new for me, and I'm exploring and learning this whole 3D printing thing. I'd love support from you guys. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I'll catch you next time.